As we've taken part on the journey with the church in revising whether homosexuality is sin or not, it is certain that it will be discussed for years to come. Homosexuals are still facing opposition from Christians who see their lives as sinful.
I confided in my pastor that I thought I was gay, and he recommended that I get involved with a group. It was a group that taught basically that homosexuality was a mental illness which could be cured through psychotherapy and prayer. But after the end of 2 years, as I said, I had to leave. I was severely clinically depressed. I was drinking every day, and I was never a drinker when I went in. I didn't drink when I went in. I was a heavy drinker by the time I came out. I was an absolute psychological mess, and I just had to leave because it was killing me.
A lot of people just fed that this is the way it is, and you have to think this way, and they're not taught to challenge things and really look into. Cause I think a lot of people will say outright that it's wrong, and they don't know why they're saying that. They haven't really thought about it for themselves. They haven't really looked into it properly. They haven't really researched what the verses actually say, the context of them. They just say, oh, that's wrong, and if they're not gay, then it's easy for them to do that. They're not losing anything.
Fee and Jess are leaders of a support network for gay Christians called Diverse Church.
We came together to sort of think about how we could encourage not only those older people who are carrying around a lot of wounds from the past experiences at church, but also experience those just a bit younger than us who are coming up and going through all the stuff we'd just been through. Every time you go to church as a gay Christian, you have to watch over your shoulder because you know that there's people there who don't think you should be there. Interestingly, we had a meet up the other day with some other young gay Christians. We had communion together, and there was this real feeling throughout sort of worship and communion where it just felt really godly. There was such a presence and it felt amazing, and afterwards somebody from the group said, this must be how it feels like in church for straight Christians all the time.
That sense of inclusion has led some to begin churches specific to LGBT Christians.
So how many of us tonight are involved in activities or ministries or do things that we could not possibly manage we would be involved in that first night we came through this door? Jesus hadn't asked us to change ourselves. Jesus had just asked us to live in fullness.
But others believe that the wider church has to change.
We've been in civil partnership for 2 years, and something I noticed from the early stages of our relationship, that what grew out of that relationship were the fruits of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness. I think the important message is that we've got to look at what the fruits are of what we're teaching. So is the traditional teaching that homosexuality is a sin and you must remain celibate or repress it, is that bearing fruit in people's lives? And I don't see it.
Pressure is building on both sides as the church is urged to make a decision on the grey area that remains on homosexuality. It's a time of debate and tension, but a step in the right direction for equal rights for LGBT people, as same-sex marriage is now lawful in this country.